Before we get too negative, Airbnb, what is game, set, match? They won that category. DoorDash splitting the category with Uber. These are companies that almost should lose money in order to keep companies from coming in. At the same time, I read the Facebook FTC, and it all makes me wonder, must you fail in order to be able to have the government's blessing? Must you let some company come in and hurt you in order to be able to prove that you're an honest actor? Carl, the FTC, such an overreach today that it makes me think, you know what? Be careful. If you're really smart and you make a lot of money for your shareholders, government gunning for you.
Yeah, I heard you talking with Joe a moment ago about these deals were approved. How much can the government go back in time? But I've also remembered you, Jim, saying that breakups add value. And you've certainly felt that way on Google. Do you not feel that way about Facebook? This
is tougher because I really think that Instagram is integral, and I don't want to own Facebook. I want to own the Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, not making any money, but the rest of the companies funding it until they decide to make money. This one is a lot different. It's harder to unwind. I just think that Google has been such a disappointment in terms of its earnings potential that therefore I'd love to own some YouTube. I think that Waymo would be worth a lot. That's autonomous driving. Who doesn't want to own Google Cloud with Thomas Kurian running the company? I think that just to own any of their hardware would be great. David, the fact is that this was the first quarter where Google seemed to recognize that it has to show discipline and started breaking down divisions, almost as if you don't perform in your division, you will be pointed out, David. I felt that there was accountability in that Google quarter, and that's why I liked it.
Yeah, and the stock did rebound dramatically, or at least I should say started to approximate some of the performance of its peers, because it had underperformed until that last quarter, Jim. But on the subject of Facebook, listen, it's going to be years. Instagram had 13 employees when they bought it. He paid $1 billion. But, did Kevin Systrom sort of see the writing on the wall saying, well, if I don't let you buy me, you're going to put me out of business?
And his quote's the most damning of the whole Facebook.
That is, it's very hard for antitrust regulators at the time when you're buying a company with 13 employees to necessarily say it's going to be anti-competitive. At the same time, when you look back, you perhaps can see that it is or would be or is currently. And the same could be said of WhatsApp. Or even Oculus.
Yes.
But, where this all leads, well, let's check in 3 years.
Yeah, Wendy's has got a dollar upgrade. Where's the beef?
Other than antitrust attorneys, David, my God, they are just having a great go of it.
David, is it possible that the only thing that the FTC has is this redacted quote? I mean, I read through this thing and I said, all right, I'm going to get to it where they have them. I'm going to get to the gotcha. I'm going to get to the gotcha. And then I finished and I said, geez, where's the smoking gun? There's no smoking gun. Hey, they had an existential threat they were facing, okay? Right. So are they supposed to let that existential threat beat them? Is that what's supposed to happen? Hey, let's lose one for the Gipper? I mean, come on.
No, I know.
What do you mean you know?
Jim,
how about Pfizer and Biotech?
Cowen has some...
I'm sorry.
Cowen has some predictions on tech for 2021. They do expect Biden to continue the antitrust lawsuits against Google, Facebook. FTC lawsuit chance on Amazon, 60% in Cowen's view, and 40% chance on Apple, Jim.
Well, yeah, I want Amazon to be worse. I mean, there's nothing like those. The stack of boxes I had last night that my wife ordered, I need them to be a much worse company. And I want them to lose to Chewy. I mean, what are these guys thinking? We are lucky to have these companies. Everybody in me. How many kids are using right now their schoolwork? They're using Google. It's the worst thing that happens. These companies have made our lives great. Why don't they go after the companies that have made our lives miserable? How about going after the carbon companies? What's the matter with that, David? Let's go after carbon.
Okay.
They're all together, right? It's like Standard Oil, remember?
Sure. That's fine. I think people are. There's certainly some agitating going on in some of the carbon companies.
I had Mike Werthel on Chevron. They're actually a decent actor.
Yeah, they're trying. They're trying, and he seems
to be very willing to come on
and articulate why.
I wanted to know how he could be zero carbon. I asked that.
Yeah.
With a straight face.
It's very hard to imagine.
For a carbon company to be carbon neutral?
Yeah.
He said he wasn't going to lose a lot of money to be carbon neutral, but I think if Facebook lost a lot of money and made a lot of stupid acquisitions and were moronic about what they did, yes! 3 cheers for capitalism. FTC, I mean, come on.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.